Alright, this is your Chapter 8 test review, and your test is tomorrow, so hopefully you have completed your review packet by now, and you are using this as a tool to check your work. So number 1 asks you to write and solve an equation to find the missing dimensions of the circle. So if the diameter is 13, I'm trying to find the radius. Radius is equal to diameter divided by 2, so radius is 13 divided by 2, which makes the radius 6.5 feet. Number 2, I'm given the circumference. I need to find the diameter, so use the formula circumference equals pi times diameter. Plug in what you know, solve for what you don't. So you know pi, I should have written as 3.14, times d, solve for d, divide both sides by 3.14. And your diameter is approximately, and you can approximate on this, 14 inches. Number 3, find the circumference and the area of the circle. So circumference, I'm given the radius, so it's 2 times pi times r, and that is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 3.5. If I plug that in my calculator, I get 21.98 miles. Now I need to find the area. Area is equal to pi r squared. So, area is equal to 3.14 times your radius, which is 3.5 squared. Plugging that into your calculator, you get area equals 38.4. That's not a 4. 38.465 miles, and that is miles squared since it's area. Number 4, they give me the diameter, so circumference is equal to pi times diameter, or 3.14 times 30, so the circumference is 94.2 feet. And the area is equal to pi r squared. Now they give me the diameter, so the radius you got to calculate first, and that's 15. So it's 3.14 times 15 squared, which is 706.5 feet squared. Number 5, find the perimeter and the area of the semicircle. So remember, this is half the circumference. They give me the diameter. So circumference is pi times diameter divided by 2, which is 3.14 times 17 divided by 2, and that distance is 26.69. And then don't forget, you have to add the 17 for perimeter. So your perimeter is equal to 43.69 meters. Now the area of the semicircle, you find the area of the whole circle and divide it by 2. So area is pi r squared divided by 2. Remember the diameter is 17, which makes the radius 8.5. Square that, multiply by 3.14, divide by 2, and you get area equals 113.4325 meters squared. Number 6, same thing. Perimeter is equal to pi times d, which is 3.14 times 10.5. Oh boy, what happened? Which gives me don't forget to divide that by 2, by the way, and that gives me 16.485. And then I need to take 16.485 and add that part, which is 10.5, and my perimeter is equal to 26.985 inches. And for area is pi r squared divided by 2, excuse me, which is 3.14 times half of 10.5 is 5.25. Square that, divide it by 2, and your area is equal to 43.273 125 inches squared. Number 7, you paint one wall in your room and leave a circle for your favorite team sports logo. That's right here. The diameter of the circle is 3 feet. How much tape do you need to outline the circle? That's your cue that you are finding the circumference. So the formula for circumference when you're given the diameter is pi times diameter. So 3.14 times your diameter is 3. You need approximately 9.42 feet of tape. Number 8 wants you to explain how you could estimate the diameter of a tree by measuring the distance around the tree trunk. This is circumference right there, so it's asking you how you can use the diameter, and you use your formula. So circumference equals pi times diameter. So the way you do this is you would measure the circumference and then divide by pi, or 3.14. So any circumference, you divide by 3.14 to find the diameter. Finding the area of the figure, these are simply you count up the boxes. So I'm not going to bore you with the counting, but there were 52 full boxes and 8 half boxes, which gives me another 4 full boxes for a total of 56 units squared. And number 10, there were 38 full boxes and approximately 6 half boxes, which made 3 more full, for 41 units squared. All right, number 11 and 12, we had to find the perimeter and the area for both of these shapes. So let's start with the perimeter. Remember, with perimeter, you can't miss any of your edges. That's 5, that's 2, 1, 1, that makes this 1, that means this is 2, and then this whole side is 5. This part here is 1, which leaves 4 left over, and you split it evenly. So that's 2 and that's 2. So adding up all those sides, I have 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. Gives me 16 meters for the perimeter. Now area is a little bit more complicated. You got to break it into shapes. So I have a square, which is 1 squared, which is 1. I have a rectangle. Actually, I guess they're all squares, because it's 2 by 2, which is 4. And I have another, which is 2 by 2, which is 4. So the area of this is 4, the area of this is 1, the area of this is 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 1, I get 9 meters squared. Alright, number 12, we need to find missing distances. I need this, that's all 1. I also need this. I find that by calculating pi times diameter and dividing it by 2, so this is 6.28. So when you add the perimeter, you're only adding the numbers on the outside, so I'm going to highlight what I'm adding. 1, 2, 6.8, 2, 1, 5, and 5. Do not add the numbers in the center. That is not part of the perimeter. So the perimeter here is 22.28 centimeters. As for the area, I have a semicircle, I have a rectangle, and I have a triangle. The dimensions of the semicircle, I know the diameter is 4. That means the radius is 2, so pi r squared divided by 2 is 3.14 times 2 squared over 2, which gives me 6.28. I have my rectangle, that's length. Be careful here. This length is 4, 2, and 2, so this is 8. The side is 1. Length times width is 8 times 1, which is 8. And my triangle's length is also 8. The height of my triangle is 3, so my formula is 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2 of 8 times 3, which is 24. Half of that is 12. So adding 6.28, 8, and 12, my area is 26.28 centimeters squared. Almost there. Number 13, an office manager needs to decide between 2 tables for the conference room. One is a rectangular table, 5 feet wide by 10 feet long. One is a circular table with an 8-foot diameter. Find the perimeter or the circumference of each table. So this is going to be my rectangle table and my circle table. So my perimeter of my rectangle is 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5, which gives me a perimeter of 30 feet. The perimeter of the circular table, you find the circumference. So pi times diameter is 3.14 times 8, which gives me 25.12 feet. So I have my perimeter and circumference of both of those. Now we need the area of the rectangle, area of the circle. Area of the rectangle is length times width, which is 10 times 5, which is 50 feet squared. Area of my circle is pi r squared. Diameter is 8, makes the radius 4. 3.14 times 4 squared is 50.24 feet squared. Then it asks you which table can seat more people. Well, if you think about that, you seat people around the outside edge, so you need to ask yourself which has the bigger perimeter or circumference. And the rectangle table has the greater perimeter. Even though the area, the circle table has the bigger area, that doesn't determine how many people can sit there. That just determines how much food you could set on the table. So part C would be the rectangular table because it has a greater perimeter. Last question, number 14. You take a bite out of a square cracker. So that is key that this was once a square. This was once a 6 by 6 square. Find the perimeter and area of the cracker remaining. So basically, you have to find the square and subtract what here is a fourth of a circle. So the square started as 6 squared, which is 36. And then the bite that got taken out, the radius was 4. So you find pi r squared divided by 4, which is 3.14 times 3 squared divided by 4. So the bite was, hold on, I'm good. So the bite was 7.065. So then you take 36, this is area by the way. You take 36 and subtract 7.065, and the new area is 28.935 centimeters squared. The perimeter, you need to find this distance, which is a fourth of the circumference. So you add up your sides, you have 3 plus 6 plus 6 plus 3, and then you need to find that, and the way you find, oh boy, come back. The way you find that distance is, pi times diameter divided by 4. And if the diameter, if the radius is 3, that makes my diameter 6. So this would be 3.14 times 6 divided by 4, which gives me 4.71. So that's the last distance you need to add to your perimeter. And when you add those all up, you get 22.71 centimeters. And that is your perimeter. About how many bites can you get from the entire cracker? You basically have to, I'm going to erase these inside. Here we go. You basically know that the area of one bite was, where did I have that? The area of one bite is 7.065 because that's how much was taken away with one bite. So you basically have to find out how many bites. And if you add 7.065 that many times until you get up to the total area, which is approximately 28. Oh no, sorry. The area of the whole cracker was 36. So you add 7.065 until you get up to the area of the full cracker, and it's approximately 5 bites. And I finished with 20 seconds to spare on my video. Please email me if you have any questions. I'd be happy to help you. Good luck on your test.